Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It is currently, let's see what time it is, 6:42 p.m. Let's see what the weather is. Let's see what the temperature is outside. Pulling up my weather app. My weather app, it always like shuts itself off. Watch, I'm gonna show you in real time. Oh, no, it didn't do it. The one time that I'm trying to prove it to you guys, it doesn't do it. It is 81 degrees outside and sunny, and it feels like 85 degrees. And we just got back from our marriage counseling session, which was really good. And Alex is inside, and he is making a salad. Hello?
Gotta say hi when I see you.
How are you?
Good.
Are you cooking?
Finished.
Finished. What'd you have?
Leftover Mexican.
Oh, yum.
It was good.
And Alex is inside, and he is making a salad. Hey, Alex? Alex,
What?
say hi
Bill.
to the vloggerinos.
Oh, hi.
So he is inside making a salad, and when I get done, I am going to go and make, I think I'm going to make another brie and apple and pear grilled cheese because it was so delicious. I'm going to cut the bread a little bit thinner, and I am going to put more honey mustard on it because the honey mustard was so good. And then I'm going to hold it down for longer or make sure that it closes. I actually, I made grilled cheeses last night with just American cheese. Hey, how are you?
How are you?
Good. Beautiful evening, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So pretty.
Oh, wish it would stay this way.
I know, right?
No luck.
Every day.
Yeah.
But I made grilled cheeses last night because Alex and I laid down and he was like watching some movie or TV show on YouTube or TikTok or something. I don't know. And so I woke up from taking a nap, and I was like, I'm so hungry, I'm going to make a grilled cheese. And he goes, I'll take two. So I made him 2 grilled cheeses on white bread, and I made myself 2 grilled cheeses on whole wheat bread with American cheese, and they were very, very good. So anyway, so I'm going to go inside and either make the grilled cheese, or I also have leftover Jets pizza from the other night. Now, I have to tell you something. Okay, you're going to want to stay tuned until close to the end of this vlog because I have a surprise for you guys. A really cool surprise that I'm very excited to show you. I'm not going to tell you what it is until the end. So and I'm not going to tell you where I'm going to put it at the end. So you're going to have to watch until the end to see it. But so yeah, we just got home like 10 minutes ago, and I posted my drama video, so I haven't taken my watch off or my ring or anything like that or changed into comfy clothes, which black t-shirt, right? Our therapist he said one of the questions that we got tonight was like, what is something that is, so we did these things where like where each of us answers questions, and one of the questions was, hey, oh, she had a little basket on the front of her bike. I like that. But one of the questions was, what are things that are similar between you? And he said, you guys both have really good style. And I go, oh yeah, black t-shirt and black shorts. And he just started laughing. He's so nice. My Uber ride to the appointment today was a little anxiety ridden. When I got in the car, she was like, I'm on a phone call. Do you care? And I was like, no, not at all. And then it was like a group FaceTime call on her phone that she had. And like the whole time she was like adding people and stuff. And she was like getting off at, like, she wasn't watching like the directions on her phone. So she was like getting off at exits that weren't like the right exit. And I was like, oh no, this isn't like the right place. And she was like, okay, well, where is it? And I'm like, you keep going straight. And made me a little nervous tonight. So anyway, had a good day today. Got up. It like poured down rain last night. Like in the middle of the night, it like poured down rain. And God, all my neighbors are coming out, and he's coming to get his mail. He just got home. I've been wanting to ask him what kind of shoes these are that he has. See if he looks over here. If he looks over here, I'm going to ask him. Nothing?
sales. I guess that's good, right?
Hey, that's right. What kind of shoes are those?
What's what?
What kind of shoes are those?
Hokas.
What are they?
Hoka.
Hokas.
Hoka.
I like them.
Yeah, they're the most comfortable I've ever worn.
Really?
I mean, I can't play tennis in them, but just a coach in them, they're perfect.
I like them.
Pretty comfy.
Very nice.
Yeah, thank you.
He's such a sweet guy. So, yeah, had a good day today. Got up. I didn't post any videos yesterday on any of my channels. I just, all day, just relaxed and hung out with Alex and Boo Radley. And had a really nice day. I didn't really actually do a whole lot yesterday either. We're going to watch, tonight, we're going to watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta, second part to the reunion. And then there's also this movie on Netflix. I think it's called Do Revenge that I've been wanting to watch. We might watch that. It depends on how tired I am afterwards. Do we have any other Housewives? What have I finished? So let me go into my, because I finished some shows recently. I finished Sins of Our Mother, but I already talked about that. I finished Canada's Drag Race. I finally finished. And I was very, very happy with the finale and the winner. And then we finished Real Housewives of Dubai. I had forgotten to put that on my list. And then I finished 5 Days at Memorial. Here are my thoughts on TV shows, first of all. So I finished 5 Days at Memorial, and I thought, well, it's an interesting ending if you've watched it. Like I said, I don't want to ruin it for anybody. So that's 52 shows for the year that I've watched. Isn't that crazy? When I used to say in my vlogs, I'd be like, I just wish I could binge watch a TV show. And that doesn't count that I just actually finished season 1 of Manifest. And I started watching season 2. So I have season 2 and season 3, and then season 4 is coming out, I think, in November, the final season. I love Manifest. But this is the thing, and I was telling my friend Valerie this last night. It's like with a lot of these shows, I don't know that I would watch them if I couldn't binge them. Like a lot of these shows that like they put out an episode like a week, you know, which I think is interesting. It's like, you know, people got rid of cable and started getting streaming services, and then people would binge watch, you know, television shows. And so, you know, like Netflix would upload like a whole season of a show. Like like Orange is the New Black, when it would, or Wentworth, when it would come out with like a whole season, like I would literally like sit out here and like watch the entire season of Orange is the New Black, like over, like I could not wait until it got released, right? And so like Stranger Things, whatever, like if it came out at like 3 o'clock in the morning, like I would watch from like 3 to 6 a.m., you know, like 4 episodes, and the next night I would watch like the rest of the other 4 episodes. And or what, like within 2 days I would binge watch a show, 2 or 3 days, for those shows that I was really excited about coming out. And so it's interesting to me now that we're like getting away from that, and a lot of these streaming services like HBO Plus or HBO Max or whatever it's called, and Apple TV are starting to release 1 episode a week, you know. And maybe this is the entitlement of the world that we live in now, that we're like, we want the whole series all at once. But with a lot of these shows, like, I think I would be more apt to, or more likely to get really into them and watch them if they didn't release 1 episode a week. And I think a lot of people are now waiting for entire seasons to come out with their shows until they watch them, you know, because there's a lot of these shows that, in all honesty, like, I loved Bridgerton, but I think that if, like, I watched, like, 1 episode of Bridgerton a week, I don't know that I would have liked it as much as I did. I really don't. And, like, for example, this is how the whole conversation with Valerie and I started. I was talking about the show The Patient on Hulu, which everybody is talking about, like, what a great show that is. I mean, like, I've had so many people contact me and be like, are you watching The Patient? Oh, my God, it's so good. Like, I'm so obsessed with it. And it's with Steve Carell. And the premise is, it's about this therapist, and he gets basically kidnapped by a patient of his to do therapy on him, and this guy's a serial killer. And so but like 4 episodes have come out. So the episodes are each like 22 minutes, and not really a whole lot happens in 22 minutes. And especially this last episode was so boring. Like, nothing happened. And I am like, well, one of the reasons why I'm watching it is because Caroline's watching it and she loves it. And so it gives us something to talk about. And like I told her, I said, because she's coming to pick me up tomorrow at noon, and we're going to go to brunch, and then we're going to go and run some errands and stuff. And tomorrow's going to be a busy day for me, because then I'm going to come home, and then I have to film videos, and then I have to be ready in time for Alex to take me to Tanya's house so that we can go to our meeting tomorrow night. If we end up going, which I talked to her last night, and she said she was planning on going. So anyway, I think, like, if Caroline and one of my other friends wasn't watching The Patient, I probably would have stopped watching it by now. Like, and I just looked to see, I was like, how many episodes is this show going to be? And it's going to be 10 episodes, and it's getting, like, rave reviews. And I'm like, I don't understand what the hype is about this show. Like, I really do not get it. Now, if you're a Steve Carell fan, like, it's a completely different side to Steve Carell, right? Like, it's not funny, haha. Like, it's he's a completely very serious actor in the show, and he's fantastic. I mean, as an actor in the show, he's fantastic. But A, I'm not a huge Steve Carell fan, and B, I don't know. The show is just not that interesting to me. I just can't. It's whatever. There's so many great thrillers out there that I don't really understand why people are getting so hyped up about this show. But yeah. 5 Days at Memorial. So in it, they show this woman do this 60 Minutes interview, and I wanted to watch the actual 60 Minutes interview, so I started Googling it, and when I Googled it, it was like all this other, and this was like at the beginning of the final episode. I think there's 8 episodes when I was watching it, and it was like I paused it, and it was at the beginning. And there were all of these videos that were like the end of 5 Days at Memorial Explained, like what does the ending mean? And I was like, what happens at the end of this that nobody understands? And so I didn't watch any of the videos that were posted because I didn't want it to ruin the end of the show for me. So I watched the show, and there's a scene at the end which is interesting. It's about perception, basically, like how we all perceive situations differently and the decisions that we make based on those perceptions. And it's really kind of a universal idea that it leaves you with watching this show, that, like, given any situation that maybe you were in, what decision would you make based on your perception of what you thought, or what you thought to be the truth, right? And so it's so interesting, but it kind of goes against everything that you see in the show. It kind of goes against everything that you've been shown in the show. And it's almost kind of like what they're asking is, as an audience member viewing this, like, what decisions would you have made given this similar situation if you were in that role, given these truths, to then find out that those weren't true, or if they were true. And because you don't know that the person that is saying this stuff at the end, if it's true or if it's not, it's such a fantastic show. So I would really highly recommend 5 Days at Memorial on Apple TV if you haven't seen it. Loot is another one. But see, Loot is another show that was like 25 to 30 minutes with Maya Rudolph. And they would release 1 episode a week. And that held my attention. Like, that show was so fantastically done that, like, I didn't care that it was only 1 episode a week. Blackbird on was that HBO? No, that was on Apple TV, I think, as well. And I just, like, I thought that I was getting Apple TV for free. I don't know why. I didn't understand why I got Apple TV and everybody else did. And I just saw my bill for it, and it's $4.99 a month. I don't think $4.99 a month is bad for Apple TV. I think Apple TV has got some of the best shows out there. Severance was fantastic too. That got renewed for another season. I can't wait to see that. But it's interesting, you know, like, when I look at these shows, like, I should look in here and just kind of, like, see the shows that I've watched. And, like, if they were, so Bridgerton, I don't know, like, From, that was on that Epix TV. It was good. It was really scary and really good that I would have continued to watch it. The Lincoln Lawyer, I binge watched. It was good enough. Candy, The Thing About Pam. I would have watched all of those if they had released one episode a week. The Center, season 1. Under the Banner of Heaven, they did release one episode a week, and I watched one episode a week. Euphoria, they released one episode a week, and it was good enough. Beth, I think by the time that I watched Beth, the entire thing was out. Severance, the whole thing was out when I watched it. Heartstopper, I binge watched, and I would have watched one episode a week. Shining Girls, it was funny, I was thinking about Shining Girls last night, and I was like, I don't even remember how that show ends, really. It's funny when I watch some of these shows, I'm like, I don't really know how these shows end. And then I kind of started remembering it. But it released one episode a week. Pieces of Her, I binge watched. Night Sky, I think I binge watched that. The Deep End, that was like one episode a week too. Stranger Things, Legendary was at one episode a week. Like, Legendary was a competition show, so I definitely was about that. The Staircase, not the documentary on Netflix, but the show on HBO Max. Like, I started getting bored of that. And kind of a little bit Under the Banner of Heaven, too. Like, Caroline and I would talk about that because I was watching both of those at the same time. And I was like with The Staircase, it just kind of was like, this is, like, really dragging. Like, where is this going? Let me see these ones. Yellow Jackets is one that would keep me entertained long enough. Hacks would keep me entertained long enough. The Old Man kept me entertained. Obviously, RuPaul kept me entertained. Ultimate Girls Trap kept me entertained. Blackbird kept me entertained. Like, Uncoupled with Neil Patrick Harris, as much as I liked it, like, I don't know that I would have kept on watching it if it was just one episode a week. Pretty Little Liars, Original Sin, they release like 2 or 3 episodes at a time, and that definitely kept my attention. Like, that might be one of the top 5 shows I watch. I should do that video this year, shouldn't I? That was probably one of the top, I should do a top 5 best and worst shows I watched of the year. That was probably my top 5 shows I've watched of the year. Pretty Little Liars, Original Sin on HBO Max, loved it. Only Murders in the Building, they released one episode a week, and it was fantastic. I love that show. Black Summer, I definitely would have waited for each episode. I mean, any of the Real Housewives I love. And 5 Days at Memorial, they released one episode a week. I mean, I couldn't wait for that. So now what am I watching? I am watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Real Housewives of Atlanta, RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under. The final 2 episodes are at, well, I just watched the 3rd final episode. I have the semifinals and then the finals to watch of that. And then I'm done. And then I'm watching The Patient and then American Horror Stories. I don't know that we have a new one of those yet. Is that season over already? Maybe it's over. Did I tell you that I watched that Dollhouse one? I didn't love it. Oh, here it is, American Horror Stories. Is there a new one? Nope, the last one's called Lake. We watched that one already. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many shows are per episode? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, season 1 had 7. So maybe that's all there's going to be. Let's look it up. How many total episodes American Horror Stories Season 2. It says 7. There were 8 episodes. Oh, here it is. 8 episodes. So I guess we're done with that. I guess I can put that on my list of shows I completed. Next, American. Supposedly there's a new American Horror Story Season 11, potential release date and more, 6 days ago. Okay. American Horror Story Season 11 is on its way, and now fans are patiently waiting for news of the latest macabre tale from the mind of Ryan Murphy. Seriously, when the show first aired over a decade... Okay, wait. So what's next for the glorious freak show? Will American Horror Story go back to basics in Season 11, or will the creators continue to experiment with the format even more? And is there another crossover on the horizon? Well, we haven't gotten word of a precise release date for American Horror Story 11 just yet. In August 2022, would be on our screens by autumn. While American Horror Story's in-show timeline might be a confusing mess, the series' release timeline on air has remained pretty consistent throughout its decade-long run. Up until Season 9, a new chapter premiered around September or October each year, reaching its terrifying, or sometimes just plain confusing finale just before Christmas. I think this is like the article, I read this before, where it's like really a long article, you guys, so I'm not going to keep on reading it. But I think it talks about in there, about what they're planning on doing is maybe like splitting the season and doing like half the season, like, you know, in the fall, and like half the season in this, like, you know, spring, like January or whatever. That's another show that Alex and I watch together, is American Horror Stories. So here I can take that off my list of TV shows I'm watching now. I've watched 52. Hold on a second. Damn it. I guess I'm only watching 4 shows now. Oh no, I'm watching Manifest. I haven't even put that on my shows of TV shows I'm watching. I've been watching that forever, which means I need to take it off of my next list. Okay, and watched TV shows. American Horror Stories. I didn't love that. I haven't watched the first one, the first season. Season 2. Alex said it was okay. I said, was it better than season 2? And he goes, it was similar to that. So, yeah. I can smell his food in there. I don't know how I can smell that, but he was marinating chicken, and then he was cooking chicken on his George Foreman grill, which he loves. And then he had made this huge shot. I asked him if he wanted beets, because I reviewed beets the other day. He goes, I don't like beets. I go, okay. Oh, look, this is my Starbucks. I was looking for a different Starbucks cup to take tonight to my appointment. And so, because I've been using like the same one since I bought it. And I was like, let me pick a different one. So I reached down there and I was looking actually for a black one to match my outfit. But I couldn't find the black one because it was like tucked away in the back. So I found this one. And this is actually the one that Melissa brought me from Disney World. And this is the Starbucks Disney 50. You can see it says 50 on there. Commemorative Starbucks cup. I bought all these groceries the other day, you guys. I should have done like a grocery haul that day. Damn it, Janet. Why didn't I do that? I got that Calabria coffee, like in a bottle, and it's pumpkin spice latte. And I'm gonna try it. I didn't want to take a whole thing of that today because I want to try it first and see if I really like it. And Alex is going out of town this weekend, so to visit his brother in San Diego, and they're going to a music festival and all that kind of stuff. So I need to get a couple more groceries to have around the house, and I might do that tomorrow with Caroline just to get a few things to have. But I wanted to kind of get it closer to the weekend. But I have like 4 bottles of like the iced coffee in there. Every time I'm at the store, I'm always like, I look at it and it's like, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but like the Starbucks ones are like, and then they're like big, right? I mean, probably 4, you could fill this like 4 or 5 times. And it's like $4.99 for one of those, right? And I get the blonde roast or I get the medium roast. And then they have the Califia ones, I think that's how you pronounce it, which are the same. Why am I holding this up? Which are the same size, and that was the pumpkin. I've got the regular ones before, but that was like the pumpkin spice latte that I got. And so this woman walks down the neighborhood. She's probably like 80. She makes me so sad, you guys. She always has this big brimmed hat on. And she walks down with and she always has her purse with her when she walks. She's super friendly and really nice, but she's always walking real slow down the street by herself, like just looking at the ground. And she always kind of makes me sad. So anyway, but I always am at the store and but anyway, I'm at the store and I'll be like, oh, these are so expensive. They're like $4.99, $5. If you go to like a Marsh they don't have Marshes here anymore, Kroger or Meijer or whatever, they're like $6.99. Like Fresh Time where I go, which is like organic and everything, you'd think it was more expensive. They're actually cheaper. It's like $4.99. And so I'm always like, that's so expensive. But if you go through Starbucks to get like a venti iced coffee is like $4.50. So it's really saving so much money by getting those things. And usually I don't do like because see, I'm not even like, I filled this up like a long time ago and I'm still not drinking it. I don't usually, oh, it smells so good in there. I don't usually drink all of that coffee. I usually do like a grande because a grande cup is like filling for me if I'm just sitting around here. And like I said, I'm not drinking as much caffeine as I used to. Okay, so do you guys want to know the special surprise? Oh my God, are you so ready for it? I didn't want to put it right at the end because I knew that everybody would just go to the end. So I'm going to tell you the special surprise, okay? So I was sitting out here yesterday and having my coffee from Patashu after we got back from brunch and stuff like that. And I was just sitting on the front porch. And so my neighbor was out here and the neighbor that just came out, not the one with the shoes, but the other guy that always comes out. And he was like, I haven't seen you out here. And I said, I know. I told his wife, I said, I told her that I thought that maybe she had killed you because I hadn't seen you. So I walked over there and he and I were talking and the sunlight was shining on her flowers and they were so beautiful. And she's got like 6 to 8 new mums and stuff that she's planting. And so she came out like after him and I was actually talking to somebody on the phone. I think I was talking to Mel. Hey Mel, Smelly Melly. I was talking to Mel on the phone. He walked out, I talked to him, and then I came back over here and I was talking to Mel on the phone, and we are planning the next True Crime Book Club book. So if you're wanting to be part of the True Crime Book Club and you're not already, or if you are already, we're picking the book, and that's all prepared. But anyway, we didn't talk about that yesterday, we were just catching up. So when she came out, I walked over there and I said, can I film your garden? I said, I keep on talking about it in my vlog about like, and some people have asked to see it. And I really want people to know like how beautiful it is and what I get to see just sitting here on my front porch. Like, I don't think you guys, like when I talk about it, really have any true appreciation for how beautiful it is and how much work she's put into it. And I just get to see it every single day. So I walked over there and I took video footage of what her garden looks like. She completely gave me consent to do this. So I just kind of like walked up the path and stuff like that. So I'm going to show it to you. You ready? Here we go. Okay, so I wanted you guys to see my neighbor's garden. It was really sunny until just a minute ago. I should have filmed this when it was sunny. She said that I could come over here and film her garden. She said, make sure I get the mulch bags. So these are the flowers that she has. She's kind of transitioning from summer into fall right now. These are the flowers that she has around the mailbox. Let's see, the bottom of the mailbox right there. And then she's bought all these mums, and she's got a little pumpkin over there. See the pumpkin? All this greenery. And then when you walk in, you can see this is like the walkway. And this is what it looks like. I mean, this is intense, you guys. Look at this. Isn't this so cool? So you walk in, and this is what it looks like all the way down the path. And she literally works out here, I mean, like every day for hours. And she has the backyard completely done too. So beautiful, isn't it? And she has little stuff like the scarecrow that you have to like look for in here because these are all her new mums that she just got. And pumpkins and stuff. So pretty. So anyway, this is her walkway. Their grill is always out in the driveway because they grill like every single night. Isn't this so pretty? I love this back here. I think it's so pretty and peaceful. If you go around the corner, it shows into their kitchen, and I don't want to do that because I think they're eating dinner right now, but look at that, little stalks of corn. Little scarecrow. She's so proud of it, and I think it looks so beautiful. So this is what I get to look across the street at every single day. Isn't that so beautiful? Isn't that nice? Unbelievable. So pretty. Okay, wasn't that cool? I actually don't know what it looks like back because I haven't watched it back since I filmed it, but I filmed it yesterday. And it was like really sunny when I asked her, and then by the time that Mel and I got off the phone, it wasn't really that sunny anymore. And so I really wanted to film it when it was like the sun was hitting the garden. Now, I'll have to like show you guys the back of her garden too, because she has like all of these, what do you call it? Well, not like all of these. She has like 2, I think, of those like bird feeders, but like butterflies go in them. And when I was back there the last time visiting her, she had like tons of butterflies that were like floating around, and she has tomato plants back there, really ripe tomatoes that she had I don't know how they are now, but this summer that she had. And she has beautiful flowers back there. I mean, she is like really, like she had a bunch of like these old, just like really basic bushes taken out. And they had their 3 seasons room put in, and now like that whole, she's got like a little like a stone walkway path coming out of their 3 seasons room, like going out to like the lake. And so she's got all of this like gardens and stuff done by her. Like, I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot because I know some people are gonna be like, that's a lot. It is a lot, but it makes me very, very happy. I think one of the things that makes me happiest is just seeing her out there like working on it, and how much she loves, you know, just how much she gets excited about the plants and whatever. And she was so funny because I was like, do you care if I film it? She's like, nope. She's like, but make sure that you get those mulch bags in there. I said, okay, I will. She's so cute. It's so nice to really have just unbelievably nice neighbors that check on me and are so kind and loving, you know. Okay, I want to actually, I was going to go in here and I was just going to read a few comments from the vlog. Because I hadn't done that in a long time. Just a few, not many. Andy said, literally could listen to you talk about the wind blowing. That's why I watch and listen. You're my company, but I'm behind a couple of weeks, but then I get a Peter binge watch session. Aw, that's so sweet. 3 words for Peter. This is from Tiffany. Pizza, grilled cheese. Oh my God, that would be so good. Paula and Cauliflower both gave blue hearts. Victoria's like my biggest commenter of the entire world. And she, I think, started and went back and started watching the vlogs like from the beginning. Because, so for example, like she'll comment on a vlog like that's like a current vlog, but then she'll go back, and this is like April 9th. And she said, the rain sounds incredible. Such an idyllic vlog. And then she put blue hearts. She's so sweet. Extra Crispy said, for sure, having grilled cheese for dinner now. Love it. Okay. Colonel Ruby Dimples suggested. I love when you guys give me suggestions on food and TV shows and stuff like that. It makes me so happy. Marinate a nice tomato sliced in balsamic salt, pepper, evu for 15 or more minutes, and add that to your grilled sandwich pressed cheese sandwich delights. Magnificent. Okay, I'll have to try that. Oh, Matt. There's Matt put blue hearts. I love Matt so much. Matt is this guy that we've like talked back and forth on Instagram, and he's just like shared stuff about he and his partner, and he's such a sweet guy, and I love him. And he started a TikTok, and his TikTok's actually doing really, really well. I don't know if he wants me to shout it out or not, so I won't. But if he decides that he wants me to, Matt, contact me on Instagram, and I will shout out your TikTok. But he is just a super, super nice guy, and talks a lot about just stuff that he's struggling with and whatever. And he's been so supportive of me through the years, so I really appreciate it. Here's Victoria. She's on April 13th now. She must be going back and watching them backwards. God, here's somebody from Mallory watched September 21st. Okay, Sassy's shoestring style. Oh, this is Sue. She said, you must see Elf. I didn't like it till last year because I didn't think I'd like it. It's so great. I watched it 5 times last Christmas season. And then Comfort and Joy, a Lifetime Christmas movie. Nancy McKeon and Dixie Carter plays her mother. Enjoyable watch. I kind of feel like maybe I've seen that one. I don't know why. Here's Troy. Hello, hello, hello. Peter, I'm sitting at McDonald's having breakfast and listening while I'm eating. Thank you for everything you do for this vloggerina. Oh, you're so sweet. Troy posted in the Vloggerinos group the other day because he works at Taco Bell. He shares on there. I'm not saying anything that he wouldn't want known, but he was showing like how to make a Mexican pizza on there. I was so enthralled with this. I was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm getting like the background secrets that nobody knows about how to make a Mexican pizza. It was so cool. Jamie asked me if I've watched There's Something Wrong with Aunt Diane on HBO Max. Tragic, interesting. I feel like Tanya told me to watch that a long time ago. Hold on a second. Is this about a homeless woman? Or is this... I want to see if maybe I have watched this. Oh, shoot. What is it doing now? There's something... Oh, it just pulled it up and then I went out of it. Okay. Something Wrong with Aunt Diane. An exploration of the mystery surrounding the tragic 2009 wrong-way crash that killed a mother and 7 others on New York's Taconic Parkway. No, I haven't watched that. But while I'm thinking of it, does anybody know, because this was like one of the best documentaries I've watched, and it was really about mental health. Does anybody know the documentary I'm talking about the woman? And I feel like she was like in a mental health hospital and then they released her and she didn't go home. And then she ended up going and like sleeping in this house that... Why do I feel like I'm almost kind of like... this was a book I read. Maybe it wasn't like a documentary. And she would just like eat apples like from the orchard or like from this tree out. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Does that sound familiar at all? Maybe it wasn't a documentary. Maybe it was like... And they were selling the house, and then when they sold the house, they found her, like, inside the house, and she was dead. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Maybe, like, I just read that as... Maybe it was a fictional book I read. But it was this woman, and she had gotten, like, released from, like, this mental health hospital. And I feel like it took place in New York. And so she was trying to go back to, like, her hometown, or where, and so she ended up, like, staying in this, like, boarded up house, or not boarded up house, but it was a house where, like, nobody was staying anymore. It was like this, I feel like I watched it, though. Like, I saw it as a movie, because I feel like, unless it was such a great book that it was so vivid to me, but she would, like, go and collect, like, apples and eat these apples, and then, like, melt snow and stuff. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I don't know what that is. If I watch it in a documentary or I read it or whatever, I don't know. But anyway, let's read just a few more comments. Christy said, I need a grilled cheese. Me too. Carrie said, I also love game shows. I clap and woohoo like I'm getting half of the person's money and or they're taking me on the trip they win. Oh my god, this woman the other day, what was I watching? Oh, Pyramid. And she got the Magic Mystery Pyramid, whatever. And she got a trip to Costa Rica and Panama, and she got to go, and it was like this it was like a 10 or 14 day trip, and I was like, oh my god, like that's a trip, right? Alicia said, it's so cute, Peter. It seems like when you've had a good day or you're reminiscing on fond memories, your little lisps are more is more prominent. Aww. Dane said, I suggested pears. Not sure if anyone else did, but I did too, but glad it was young. Oh, well, thank you, Dane. I appreciate it. I don't remember who it was. I was just reading through the comments. Here, Linda said, I'm really liking The Patient on Hulu. I do agree the episodes are way too short, etc. I think I'm going to have to... Linda, okay, I'm going to need for you, dear. No, seriously, okay? To explain to me what it is that you're really like. Like, I'm just like, I really don't get it. And like Caroline and I were talking about it. She's like, oh my god, I love it. And I go, what do you love? She's like, it's so interesting. And I go, I'm so bored by it, Caroline. She goes, how are you bored by it? I go, I don't know. This is the conversations that I have with my friends and Tanya. My friends and Tanya. These are the conversations I have with the people in my life, which are basically Caroline, Tanya, Valerie, and Melissa, and my sponsor. These are the conversations that I have. Okay. See, here's Victoria's comment on the most recent video. Victoria asked, so what style of pizza did you get from Jet's Pizza? So curious. Happy you got their pizza again. Fun and tasty times. Okay, well, first of all, I get their Greek salad with beets, which is so good. If you're single or alone, a small salad is totally enough. I got a medium salad. Alex didn't want any of the salad. And, oops. Their salads are so good, you guys. And a small salad will probably last you, I was just telling my friend Valerie this last night, 2 to 3 settings. So, like, you could get 3 pretty large salads out of 2 settings. And their Greek salad has, like, red onions, crisp lettuce cut up, and what else? Feta cheese, beets, jalapenos. I take the jalapenos out, but you could cut them up a little bit. And some other, like, mozzarella cheese. They're delicious. And their vinaigrette is, like, homemade, I think, and it's so good. I get the Detroit, Rock City. Are you from Detroit? I get the Detroit style deep dish pizza. I get it with pineapple, green pepper, and I have some inside left over. If I decide not to make a grilled cheese, I might just instead opt out for my leftover pizza. But I get pineapple, green pepper, and onion on it. Or pineapple, onion, and green pepper, however you want to say it. And then I usually get the garlic flavored crust. That one time I got the turbo crust, it's so much Parmesan and, like, garlic. It's so good, but it's so kind of overwhelming that, like, I can really only eat a piece at a time of the pizza. Because it's like breadstick-ish and like pizza at the same time. So I didn't get that the last time. I just got the garlic flavored crust on there. And then I get their butter garlic dipping sauce. I get like 2 or 3 of them. So their dipping sauces, which I don't know how much they are, but they're like I think I showed them on here. They're like twice the size of, like, Papa John's. So you get like 2.5 times the size of Papa John's. You get so much of it that you really don't need that much, but we love sauces. So I got, like, I think the last time I got like 3 of those, and that's what I get from Jet's Pizza. I can get a Jet's Pizza, like a large deep dish pizza, and it will last me probably like 4 days, 5 days if I eat a little bit here and a little bit there. I love it so much. It's so good. So anyway, speaking of which, I'm going to go inside and I'm going to eat a little bit of dinner and watch Real Housewives of Atlanta now. I do want to make a grilled cheese. I just don't like the preparation. See, this is why I don't cook, okay? It's the preparation. It's so much easier just to pull out a box and dipping sauces and be done, right? But I do want a grilled cheese, and I want a brie grilled cheese, I think. So I'm gonna cut up the brie and make all of that. And so anyway, I'm gonna get off here now, but I appreciate you guys hanging out on the porch with me. This was really fun, and I love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I hope you're having a magically amazing Monday and a fantastic, wonderful beginning to your week. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but don't tell anyone. And 3, most important, I always forget this one. Make sure to reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. And I just want to say one thing, and I won't say it today in my video, but I just explained the entire, like, happy birthday Lena thing in a video. Like, I don't know if you guys watched that vlog, but I explained the entire happy birthday Lena thing, and literally in the very next video that I did it, somebody said, I never understand the happy birthday Lena thing. Can somebody explain it to me? And I'm like, oh my God, you obviously didn't watch the vlog. You gotta watch the vlogs. You gotta watch the vlogs or you might miss something. Happy birthday, Lena. I'll explain it again. Not right now, but sometime. So anyway, I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Did I say the part where you, okay, make sure that, the third most important part is make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you, because you might just be changing their day in a positive direction and making somebody really, really happy that hasn't heard from somebody else. You don't know. My phone hardly ever goes off. So when people reach out to me, especially people I haven't heard from in a while, it makes me really happy. And send somebody a postcard. Might cheer them up a little bit to get, you know, something to mail other than a bill or whatever, you know. And I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya. And for those that need to hear it, and those that want to hear it, and those that just happen to stick around, one more I love you. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Happy birthday, Lena. Love ya. Bye.